Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. And today we're back with another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. And today I have a really good video. It's going to be a review of the BAE 146. It's going to be a full flight as well. A short flight, but still a full flight. And look at this beauty. It's a very distinct aircraft. We have 4 engines. And it really is beautiful. This is the 300 variant. We have a GPU connected. I did open the doors. We still have the wheel chokes installed. This is one of the liveries that came with the plane. This is a cargo variant, and we're going to be transporting some avocados today. We are in England. We're gonna go very quickly to Belgium, deliver some avocados, pick up some Brussels sprouts. It's a good day. And the inside? I will be going over my thoughts, and I do want to show how you can start this up. I'm not going to follow any checklists, so I'm not really going to be doing all the tests. As you can see, this is very detailed. I've been testing this, and a really nice thing that I really enjoyed. So if you look down here, you have your brake temperature. It actually goes up. I have not had the brakes actually fail on me, but I got it very high, like very hot. I did an aborted takeoff. I taxied back to the runway. I took off. I got in a circuit, came back in, and I landed flaps up. You have to be very fast. You have to be coming in very fast if you want to do a flaps up landing. So I was like, I'm gonna simulate a flaps failure. We're gonna be coming in very fast. I just want to see what happens to the brakes, and they got very hot. So that's very nice. That's a very nice detail. We have this tablet. So chocks, ground power. We can close the doors. We can select different states. We have announcements. So
cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
The cabin crew have been released to begin their service, but please note that the seatbelt signs are still on. Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check. Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross-check.
Very nice. Stairs. I believe I need the hydraulics for this. Yeah, we're gonna need the hydraulics, so we're gonna come back in a second. This is the home page. On OFP, if you have a SimBrief account, you can create a flight plan, and you're gonna type in your pilot ID, which is a few numbers, and you can basically grab from the sim your flight plan. It's very nice. There we go, that's what I just did. I grabbed my flight plan, so this is the airport we're at, and this is the airport we're going to. This is the route. And if you're wondering, we can do the same thing with the FMC. Super nice. Super nice. Cruise altitude, 23,000. That's very high. That's very high. It's a very short flight. Very short flight. I will be climbing to 23,000 though, and I'm gonna be descending late. I'm gonna get this out of the gate right now. I have a plan for this flight, and I'm gonna go over as we're flying. Here you have the actual output. You can reset, refresh. Super nice. There's a map that is very detailed. At least, I think it's quite a bit detailed. A thing that I wish we had is a line with the flight plan. So this is where we're going. Ostend. So we could have like a line. Bam. Like a magenta line, maybe? That would be very, very nice. There's a charts page if you have a Navigraph subscription. English is hard. There's a notes, which you can click here, and if you click outside, let's try. Can we move? Nope. Let's click outside. There we go. We click here, we can type in, so there we go. We have a note here. If you're flying on VATSIM, this could be very helpful if you want to type in maybe the taxiways you're going to take. The ATC gives you taxi clearance, like 5 different taxiways you can type in here so you can remember. Very, very nice. There's a settings page, and there's also settings in here. Very, very nice. Okay, so now for so we can prepare the plane for takeoff. So batteries are coming on. I'm gonna be checking the voltage. They are good. Off. We do have external power available, so we're gonna be turning that on. Looking good. Okay. I'm going to be turning the left inner fuel pump since we're going to be turning on the APU in just a second. You guys are up. Fuel transfer, central tank transfer. I'm going to leave you on auto. Engine pumps, I'm going to be turning you guys on later. And as I mentioned, I'm not following the checklist. Okay, ground ignition is off. Brake fans, we're gonna be putting you on auto after we turn this on. Anti-skid is on. Lift spoilers on. Okay, so far so good. Okay, flight deck emergency lights are armed. Ice detection is on. We're going to be turning this on after we turn on the aircraft. Altitude set, we're going to be flying at 23,000. So here we have 25, 4, 3. So 20, no. There we go. 23, 24, 25. This is where we want to be at. Engine air is off. APU air is off. Ram air is shut. Packs are both off, as you can see. It's off. Here we have the AC. The fan is off. Auto. Nav lights high intensity coming on. Cabin emergency lights armed. No smoke on. And there we go, looking good. We are looking pretty good. Flight director coming on both sides. This is coming on as well. I'm gonna start setting this. And we're gonna finish this as we are preparing for waiting for the engines. Okay, takeoff. 93. Okay, looking good. We can turn this off. Down here, we're gonna go TARA. TARA. This is the brake temperature. Nope, not you. You. So 12. Very good temperature. Yaw damper is on, and this is the autopilot. Okay. Right here we have the speeds for us. So this is our weight, and if we do a 18 flaps takeoff, this is our rotate speed and V2. this down here is for the landing. And if you set your flaps and then you click here, what this does is it's gonna set your speed bugs for you. Since we are at the ground and flaps up, I imagine it's gonna give us the speeds for the 18 flaps. Yes, 18 flaps. We could do a 24, which we might do actually. I haven't quite decided if we're gonna do 18 or 24. If we look here, we have the FMC. This is a very, very straightforward FMC. It's very easy. There is an easy way to go about this. So position. I'm gonna grab this and yeah. Clear? No? Clear. Flight plan, it's empty. There's a very easy way to fill the FMC, and it's with SimBrief. Just like we did with the tablet, we can do here. And it's basically gonna grab the route from SimBrief. So index, we have all of these options. We want second page and route menu. In here, you're gonna have flight recall. It's basically gonna pick up your route from SimBrief. There we have it. It's called flight plan recall. This is our flight plan. We can go execute. We're gonna be departing out of runway 8 right, which is correct. Legs. SimBrief did this for us. It's very fast, it's very easy. Highly, highly advise doing this. Standby. This is opening up. So let's start the APU. So the APU is up here. So let's arm you guys up. APU starting. APU air is off. As you can see, we do have rotation. It is coming up on the APU. APU gen coming on. And here we have the APU exhaust. You can even see the APU exhaust. Okay, so APU power is available. APU gen is offline. I'm gonna be turning on the external AC. Okay, so far looking good. There we go. External power is off. We are running off of the APU, which is fantastic. Now we can start the engines. We are running off of the APU. I got rid of the GPU, so let's start the fuel pumps. And start master coming on. And select engine number 1. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. And engine start. As you can see right here, we do have pressure going into the engine, and it should be spinning. It is. It's going up. As soon as we reach 20, I'm gonna introduce fuel. So 20. There we go. Parking brake is engaged. And let's increase the altitude selector to 23,000. There we go. It's coming up. It looks like we have one good engine start. Yes, we have one good engine start. We're gonna go for number 2. Same thing. We're gonna wait for 20, and then we're gonna introduce fuel. So fuel is right here. 12, 15, 20. I'm gonna arm the altitude selector. And we have 4 good engine starts. So now we're gonna be turning on the gens. There we go. Star Master is coming off. You are coming off. Just so we can prepare for takeoff, continuous ignition is coming on. Final checks looking like they did everything here. Brake fans should be on for takeoff. Engine pumps are on. There we go. we're going to be taxiing into runway 8 right, so taxi lights are on. We are not going to need pushback out of where we're at, so that's good. Screen heat, everything looking pretty much good. Engine air will be off for takeoff. APU air will be on. Pack 1 and 2. Altitude is correctly selected for the pressurization. Okay, no smoking. The beacon should be on. There, I fixed it very quickly. Yeah, beacon is on. We're going to be turning on the strobe as we are taxiing into the runway. So, door not shut. So it looks like we have a warning here. And what we can do is... oh yeah, forward tax. So yeah, if you have any doors open, you do get warnings. Maneuverability is really good. This is a very maneuverable aircraft on the ground. There we go, let's brake just a little bit. I just want to show the brake temps. 15, so we have 15 here, 14. I'm gonna speed a little bit for the taxiway, not proper speed, just gonna speed a little bit, and then I'm gonna brake. I want to show the brake temp coming up just a little bit. We have an easy jet right there. Okay, so we have a little bit of speed, just a little bit. Let me tweak the audio a little bit. There we go. And looking down, brake temp coming up. 48. So we were not going very fast, and the temperature did come up. So I feel like that's a really nice detail. The hydraulic being needed for basically the hydraulic system is very nice as well. TMS coming on, so power, takeoff, flaps 18. I'm gonna be holding here so we can turn on the landing lights and the strobe. We are gonna go through the runway 8 left. So landing lights are coming on. Fasten your seatbelts is on. Even though we only have cargo, we are taking a bunch of avocados to Belgium and continuous ignition. And we're gonna pick up some Brussels sprouts. We're gonna have a sweet dinner over there. And then we're gonna be coming back with a cargo hold full of Brussels sprouts. Okay, so strobe coming on. Wing lights on. Okay. Cabin emergency lights. Everything's looking pretty much as it should. So landing lights, strobe light. APU gen is on.
TMS set to takeoff.
Yeah, TMS is set for takeoff. So we do have a co-pilot announcing things, and that's such a nice detail. Such a nice detail. We should set the altimeters. There we go. As you can see, very maneuverable aircraft. Pulling short of runway 8 right. do a quick clear left and clear right. We are lined up with the runway, and we're going to be taking off, no delay. Power set for takeoff.
Power set, N1 achieved. Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots cross-checked. V1. Rotate. V2.
Positive rate, gear up.
Positive rate to climb, gear up.
Flaps coming up. Okay, looking good so far. So we do have altitude orange. I'm gonna get L nav. There we go. Just want to trim the aircraft. There we go. Autopilot coming on, and vertical speed coming on as well. Let's control the speed. I think we might have broken through the 250 limit, just a tiny bit. Yeah, just a tiny bit. I'm sure the ADC will forgive us. I'm sure he's gonna be okay with this. It's for a good cause.
Climb, 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 climb.
TCAS.
Climb,
Traffic
climb,
Collision Avoidance
climb,
System. Such a
climb,
nice
climb,
addition.
Climb, 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 climb.
Such a nice addition.
Climb, 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 climb.
Okay, for this autopilot, something that I find really nice, and the vertical speed, if you want to change the vertical speed, you have to disengage this, and then you're going to pitch, you're going to use the trim. So, I'm changing my trim, as you can see here. I'm going to zoom in, there we go. Okay, so, do you notice the flight director move a little bit? That's because I'm trimming the pitch. Okay, so I'm gonna go full throttle so we can get maximum performance out of this. There we go. We can probably do 15. We can keep an eye on the speed. Yeah, we're losing just a tiny bit of speed. So let's do a little bit less. There we go. Keep an eye on the speed. And then when you have a good climb in pitch, so this is the climb in pitch, you can just go back there and select the vertical speed button. And you're gonna climb all the way until you reach your selected altitude, your armed altitude. Transition altitude in the UK, I think it's 6,500 or 6,000. Okay, so yeah, we're gaining speed now, so we're very close to the speed we can climb at. Very nice vertical speed. What we can do now is we can watch the speed. We're very close to 10,000, and we might go through 10,000 before we reach 250. Yeah, we're gonna be good. We have a very, very good vertical speed, a good climb rate. This is a very, very capable aircraft. Okay, so we are through 10,000. I'm gonna keep the landing lights on for a little bit longer. Continuous ignition coming off. APU gen will be coming off. APU will be coming off. Okay, so far so good. Hydraulic is on. Everything is on. Anti-ice. It doesn't look like we're gonna need any engine anti-ice or airframe. And APU, yeah, we just turned it off. So speed is looking okay. Since we don't have an APU anymore, we're gonna be using the engine air. Beacon is on, strobe is on, nav is on, no smoking is on. Okay, everything is looking very, very good. Okay, so I just hit sync, and we're gonna be syncing all the engines to engine number 1, so we want the first engine. And we have reached our cruise altitude of 23,000 feet. All we have to do now is basically control our airspeed. That's literally all we have to do. And it is quite involved, keeping up your speed within limits. Okay, so we are very, very close to the airport. We are 40, 50 nautical miles, give or take, very, very close. So, ideally, we would start descending now, but even if we started going down now, I find that it's very, very hard to lose energy with this aircraft. So, if you want to plan for a proper descent, you should plan for around 1,000 feet per minute, in my experience. But we have cargo, and I did say we were gonna descend late. And I'm gonna be doing this just so we can take a look at the performance of this. We have avocado in the back. I'm pretty sure the avocados are not gonna complain. So we're gonna be using the speed brakes. And the speed brakes on this aircraft, they are very, very distinct. They are back in the tail. Looking at the map, our destination is around here, so I'm going to be starting our descent. I'm going to be pulling the throttle back, and I'm going to be engaging the descent mode on the TMS. There we go. Altitude going down to 2,000 feet, which is the altitude we want. There we go. We're gonna arm. Okay, so we are a little bit below 250. I'm gonna start deploying the speed brake just a little bit. There we go. Just a tiny bit. And if you look in the back, so this is where your speed brakes are. We also have speed brakes on top of the wings, but the tail section is the most distinct, I feel like. We are losing altitude, which is completely fine. I just want to reach 200. I'm going to hit IAS so we can keep our speed. And I might drop the landing gear. We just hit 200 knots, so I'm going to be hitting IAS. We're going to be descending and maintaining 200 knots. So now, we can go full spoilers. And look at this beauty. You can land anywhere. I'm gonna be dropping the landing gear as well. And as we are descending, let's prepare for landing. So APU is coming on, APU gen is coming on, continuous ignition, engine air will be coming off, and APU air is on, cabin air, pack 1 and pack 2 for the AC, all the lights are on. Center tank is transferring fuel as required, and brake fans are on outer. All the pumps are on, everything is looking pretty good. Landing lights are on as well. And altitude is selected for the destination. We're going to be moving over to heading. Okay, so we are getting the flaps ready for the landing. So flaps 3-3. And if you want to get the speed bugs for the landing, what you want to do is you want to get the flaps down, like flaps 3-3. And as you can see, speed will be 1-2-3. And we're going to click here, and the speed bugs should
Lights
move.
alive, 1 dot to go.
Very straightforward. And we do have 11155 for the ILS as well as the course 075. So we are on heading mode. I did advance the video a little bit. I don't want this to be too long. So as you can see, this is the ILS. If we change for the FMC, this is what we get, and this is the ILS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to intercept the ILS using the heading mode. Okay, let's get a nice interception angle. And I'm gonna arm the ILS.
Localizer armed.
Localizer armed. And then we're gonna arm the glide slope, which is GSL.
Glide slope armed.
So the top frequency is the ILS. So let's move. We can turn this off. So we change this, no ILS. 11155, ILS shows up, so
Localizer captured.
localizer captured and glide slope is armed. Now, all we have to do is watch our speed. That's literally it. We are full flaps, we are ready for the landing. APU is on. We can see the runway all the way there. We're going to be disengaging the autopilot around 500 feet above. All we're doing is controlling the throttles. And if you touch your yoke, the autopilot disengages. So yeah, just touch your throttle, and when you're ready for, basically, when you're ready to land this yourself, and then you can either disengage the autopilot using the button or touching the yoke.
Glide slope captured.
Glide slope captured.
Established on the ILS.
So yeah, if you want to do an ILS landing, this is how you do it. Very easy. have to say, this is actually quite easy. Easier than I thought. The fly-in and the autopilot, it is a little bit more involved. It's not too automated. So you have to do quite a bit, like managing the speed is basically all yourself. Just before we land, let's take a look at the brake 8. So this is the brake's temperature. We have a good speed, a good rate of descent, and the autopilot is looking good. All 4 engines are good.
1,000.
This looks like a very good approach. Okay, so we are beautifully in the center, so there's no offset. Okay, the map on the tablet is loading again. And we are 500 above.
Autopilot disconnected.
Now we can take over ourselves. There we go. We're a little bit above. We can dive in. There we go. I am idling the throttles.
Light slow. 50, 40, 30, 20,
And spoilers are out.
10.
Ground idle.
There we go.
Brake pressure C.
That was a pretty nice landing.
80
And
knots.
we greased it. Lifting spoilers.
Yellow and green spoilers. 60 knots.
Okay, now we can take this exit, this taxiway. So how smooth do you think this landing was? Just like last video, I will be showing the landing rate. Very, very nice. And let's take a look at the brake temperature. I just want to get out of the way of the runway. There we go. 359. So hot, but not overheating territory. So very, very nice. Let's turn on the landing, the taxi lights. There we go, and the strobe is coming off. Strobe is coming off. Engine air is off. We are running on the APU for the AC. Okay, so far so good. Screen heat is coming off. Continuous ignition is coming off. Okay. Pumps, they have to stay on. Brake fans are on. Spoilers unlocked. Okay. This is looking pretty good. Now we can taxi to a parking spot. So what do I think of the BAE 146 by Just Flight? Overall, it's a really, really good aircraft. It is very fantastic. Really, really well made. Do I think this is study level? I would say it is. I actually would say this is very much study level. I feel like if you can do all the normal procedures accurately, I would consider it study level. And from what I've seen, you can fly this under normal circumstances and it should work. I did test the brakes. I did not see any failures, but that doesn't really mean much for me. The handling is very, very good, especially in the ground. I am a big fan of the ground handling here. Some aircrafts, they are very, very hard to turn, to handle, and that's very hard for me. I have a joystick. I use the twist axis for taxiing, and I like this a lot. It's very, very easy. Ooh, there we go. Slow down, slow down. Okay, just a little bit. There we go. And if you are idling your engines and you release the parking brake, the brakes, you do move slightly forward. So let's go parking brake. Parking brake temperature is coming down, 300. So we're gonna have time to unload all the avocados. We're gonna eat a very nice lunch, and they're gonna load the aircraft for us, full of Brussels sprouts. It's gonna be a very nice stop here. Since we just landed, here we have the map. If you want, you can always get the chocks on, ground power, you can load and unload this. And it's very, very nice doing this. The flying. If you're flying yourself, and I do find myself flying by myself quite a bit, I enjoy flying the airplane without the autopilot. So usually I take off, I fly for a bit, hand flying. I hand fly the aircraft for a bit, and then I engage the autopilot. I will say it's a little bit more sensitive than I expected. I'm not sure how realistic that is. And oh, the spoilers are out. I'm not sure how realistic that is. But it doesn't really bother me. It's not too sensitive, it's just a little bit. It might be realistic. I have never even been inside a BAE 146. It is very, very much flyable. It's fun to fly this. It actually is. Landing, I think it's very, very easy to land this. Very easy. Taking off is very easy. The cockpit, it does look a little bit scary at first, due to how many switches we have. But you just have to study the manual a little bit. This aircraft includes extensive documentation. It's like 260 pages, or it's well over 200 pages. I do advise you to read it. I have not read the whole thing, but I will. It's really, really well done, the documentation. There is a checklist in game as well. So this is what I think about this. Is it good? Yes, it's very, very good. It's very well made. It looks pretty good. The sounds, you can hear the sounds you can make up your mind about the sounds. You can hear them. Is it a good aircraft? It is. It's very, very good. So this was our landing, and we greased it. 127, 0.76 G, so we greased it. If you watched up until this point, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you. I hope you're subscribed, and wherever you are, I hope you stay safe, fly safe. Bye bye.